Alright. Wait, what happened to the cutscene? Well, remember what I said previously in Shadow Story, where I was going to skip all the cutscenes that were previously shown? This is a similar case. I skipped the original cutscenes. If you want to see the cutscene, just watch the Shadow part. Probably by this point, you probably are watching the Shadow part. Also, I went backwards, honestly. But if you haven't watched the Shadow part, go ahead and watch the Shadow part. But otherwise, yeah. I'm a weird LPer where I want to just skip the cutscenes that were already shown. Also, you can just jump over there. I don't know why. I got kind of lost. I don't know what triggered that, honestly. And there's Iblis creatures all together. And yeah. Which, by the way, as I mentioned in an annotation on one of the videos, I did find a guide for Sonic 06, as I actually did recall there was a guide in existence for Sonic 06. I don't know how accurate it was, though, because I only took a glance at it. I was just looking through the enemies, and it did have the enemy names for the enemies, but I don't quite remember what exactly they were. And I almost died right there, yet again. So many close calls. By the way, I was gonna cheat my way over here. I don't know what I was doing. I think I saw a silver medal. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Die in this world. You don't belong in this world. Okay. Enough of those weird meme things, which I don't understand half the time. Let's just defeat these Iblis monsters, and we're gonna be good to go. This is just basically Aquatic base. We've seen it happen several times already. Blah blah blah. You get the drill. Except this time we actually have to play this part for real, because there's actually no way to cheap it out. Well, sort of. Technically, I could have just merely jumped over there, which I did, actually. Never mind. And he's dead. When Silver grabs an enemy, they're pretty much dead, honestly. There's actually an invisible wall, which is kind of strange, because about this... Oh, yeah. They didn't do that right. I don't know what in the world Sega was thinking, but they didn't actually do that right. They actually left a hole into that stage, which makes absolutely no sense. So if you didn't know about that now, you actually know about it. Correct. If you didn't know that before, you now know it. Let me try to reword it. If you didn't know about that currently, or previously, then now you know about it. There we go. I think I originally thought you had to destroy those things, but then I thought, well, maybe you don't. You probably have to just do this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Running out of energy. Literally, I ran out of energy. Okay, that was a weird coincidence, honestly. I didn't that was actually true. I did not mean to actually word it like that. I really meant to say that I was running out of energy. Also, I don't know what in the world I was doing right here. Don't ask me what exactly I was doing. I really don't know. I make no sense when I'm doing LPs. You know that? I just don't make any sense. Every LP I've done has had something wacky that, I don't know. There has been always something wacky that went on with it. Because, let me see. In my Super Mario Land 2 LP, I actually had to use a keyboard for the controls. I intend to actually do a remake of my Super Mario Land 2 LP, but I'm not 100% sure if I want to or not. On my Kirby's Adventure LP, I actually used the controller, but it was a third-party PS3 controller, and it really caused a bit of problems for me because it always didn't want to use the up button correctly, which was kind of bad, and I got hit right there. So let me see, on this LP, I'm trying to think, what was I doing so wacky about this LP? There was actually something that was unique about this, besides being the first Dazzle LP. What was so wacky about it? I kind of forgot. I guess, to make it wacky, I actually decided to start this LP when Sonic Generations was going to be released, which, in turn, was when... Oh, sorry. When... I gotta stop hitting the mic. When, in turn, when Sonic was on his, I can't speak properly. I gotta think before I speak, don't I? I don't know why I don't. What I'm trying to say is that I bought Sonic 06 and I decided to play it on 2011, which, if you don't know what 2011 was so special about, that was Sonic's 20th birthday, which Sonic Generations was released. That's kind of weird if you ask me, because this game was released on Sonic's 15th birthday, 2006. Kind of wacky, if I should say so myself. But I don't think that actually counts as a coincidence or a weird wacky thing about the game. Or my LP or whatever. I think what's wacky about it is the fact that it was the first Dazzle LP, and it shouldn't have been my first Dazzle LP, honestly. Well, I don't know. Should it have been? I'm a little bit torn between yes and no. Yes, mainly because, obviously, it's the first playthrough, and I've never done first playthroughs ever before. No, because I already had, like, 2 games planned to be my first LP. But, obviously, I will be doing those 2 games, but in general, I don't know, I'm a little bit, I have mixed feelings about it, but still. Oh no, this is just Aquatic base, I'm just chatting away, blah blah blah. Who cares? So, how are you guys doing? I'm out of commentary. That's horrible. Why is Aquatic base so boring? I think it's the Sonic one. It's the only time when I got decent commentary going, but that's because there's actually different characters playing. With this one, there was actually one bit of shadow. Woo! What should I discuss about, honestly? I really don't know exactly what to discuss about. How about a loading screen? That I'll cut out. Alright, I have like maybe, what, 5 minutes to, figure out something to talk about before a cutscene occurs. But, yeah, I need to figure out something. What to talk about? I really don't know, honestly. I really don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at stuff all around, you know. I can't really think of anything to talk about. How about Pokemon Black 2 and White 2? Wow, I'm really reaching the bottom of the barrel. I never really done Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 opinions yet. But, well, what do I think about the game so far, which I have not played yet, honestly? Probably by the time I upload this, I probably already purchased it, but regardless. What do I think of the game from what I've seen? I think the game is what Black and White should have been. If you don't know why I don't like Black and White, I'll try to discuss about it right now. One, Black and White had really poor aftergame. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the aftergame they had in Black and White was kind of the usual. If you don't know what I mean by that, I mean it had the battle subway, which is basically the battle tower, only slightly different. I don't know what happened to the thing. you know, the bubble thing I was standing on, by the way. But, regardless, the other thing I didn't like about it is, well, I'm still discussing about the reason why I didn't like about it. One other reason about it is the fact it kind of lacked legendaries in the legendary department. Because before I went to the Elite Four, I actually tried to grab every single legendary possible. As a result, the only 2 legendaries you're able to capture after that is, well, if you get all the legendaries possible before the Elite Four, it's Landorus and Kyrium, or however you pronounce the Ice Dragon. And that's not really a whole lot, honestly, because Kyrium wasn't too bad, and Landorus, I don't think it was too bad either. So, all in all, it was a little lame, to be honest. I mean, that was a pretty lame aftergame, honestly. I mean, I know that the originals had really low aftergame value because, you know, there was not a whole lot of legendaries that you could capture, and, you know, there was only 151 Pokemon at the time. Or 251, depending on, or, well, 250, because Celebi was Japanese only Pokemon for a long time. But regardless, I don't know, it just seemed lacky for a modern Pokemon game. There should have been at maybe 3 or 4 legendaries, but honestly, I don't know. Also, I think it might have been just me reading things wrong, but I swear that they mentioned that the trio, you know, the fighting trio, Terrakion, Virizion, and Cobalion, I swear they mentioned that they were going to be roamers. That kind of disappointed me when I discovered they were not roamers, they were actually found around in Sinnoh. I mean, not Sinnoh, Unova. So that was kind of disappointing as well. What else was horrible about it? Well, the only other part I really don't like about it is maybe just a preference on my part, because I never played a lot of RPGs. But the new EXP system, where basically the higher the level you are, or the lower level you are, depends on how much experience points you get. And that's kind of annoying, because I liked it better when there was actually a set experience points for every Pokemon. So I don't really like that kind of system, but it's just me, honestly. I mean, if they got rid of that system, I would be happy about it, but I highly doubt they will. At least we're ending this aquatic base, because honestly, I can't believe I decided to rant about Pokemon Black. I swear there was one other thing I didn't like about it. It wasn't the lack of refights. I realized that it was just the EXP system I didn't like. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it on the next part.
Hey, what are you doing? You've got to leave.
I have my duty. This living flame has been entrusted to the royal family. The flames of disaster will awaken if nothing is done. That must not happen. Eternal Sun. The living flame that has been entrusted to the royal family. Fall into slumber with a royal soul.
Oh, whatever, game, whatever. Can I just get to the next part where there's actually some other interesting parts, maybe? I forget, what was on the next part? Please tell me. Oh my gosh. I'm about to fall asleep.
I'm sorry, but can you take her to a safe place? That's a good girl, Elise. Remember, be brave. Don't cry, no matter what happens. Otherwise, your tears will call forth the flames inside you. Become a strong queen who doesn't cry, no matter what happens. And live happily.
Alright, I'll see you all in the next part, which I almost actually, fell asleep. Wait, did that little yellow thing just looked like Eggman stuff? Eggman, whatever. What am I fighting for?